One of the most frustrating positions to see in your golf swing is a weak impact. Everyone wants to see that strong impact position where we're really getting down, crushing on the back of the ball, particularly with irons. So, for example, if when you look at your golf swing, you see positions like this, where we're hanging back through impact, we're not getting our body covering the ball nice and strong like that, where you're getting that descending blow, particularly with an iron, or possibly we're even seeing some of this reverse spine here first, and then the hanging back position, maybe with a little bit of a flip to go with it. You'll want to try the exercises that are in this video. One of the key reasons that happens for a lot of amateur golfers is this lead hip here. So being unable to clear through the lead hip, as in get this rotation, this separation, or this clearance happening through the downswing, means that the body ends up here. So this lead hip, your left hip if you are a right-handed golfer, hasn't done anything for you at this point. Therefore, your upper body has no choice but to fall back. So in this video, we're going to work on the lead hip with two really simple exercises that you can implement in the driving range scenario here. And also I might need to put my sunglasses on. So the first exercise is all about creating space within the hip joint. I'm going to have to do this because I really can't see you. Anyway, it sounds mad, but in order for our hips to rotate effectively, there needs to be space within the joint for them to rotate. If it's tight and compressed and the pelvis is in an unnatural position, it will really limit the rotation that is available and therefore make it difficult to clear that lead hip through the downswing. So first exercise, your good old foam roller, little cushion or something for your knees, just because it's a very hard surface. And then this ideally would represent a wall if you were at home, or if you were in another setting, as in the gym, or you had a wall on the back of the driving range you could use here. So I'm going to take my foam roller, my lead leg, my left leg as a right-handed golfer is going to go forwards, and I've got roughly 290 degrees off both sides. The roller is going to sit between just in front of the knee here, so not on the knee joint itself, just in front on the side of the thigh, and your wall. Ideally nice and straight and level. You should be able to rest a glass of water on that without it falling. So what we are looking for with this exercise is we actively try and get the hip or the side of the glute doing a little bit of work. So when I'm in this position, I'm going to reach out my opposite arm. So about shoulder height here, what that does is open up this side of the rib cage, working in tandem with this hip. All we're going to do is breathe naturally, so an in and an out, as you would do hopefully on a daily basis. As you do that, you're going to actively push some pressure against this roller. So this left thigh here will push against the roller and this left hip. You may just be able to see the golf bag moving very slightly as I put some pressure against the roller. Now, the key thing to this is this foot, or the front foot here, it never moves. So we're not looking to roll off the foot. We have to have connection through the toe, the heel, and the little toe to the ground, because those elements also work with the hip for you to create an effective rotation biomechanically. So in this position, I'm nice and tall through my upper body. I got my 290s, flat foot, and I'm pushing or driving the roller against the toe bag here. I can feel my left hip, left glute area starting to fire and almost tiring a little bit where it's doing some work. And I'm roughly probably going to do this for about 30 to 60 seconds, depending on how you feel. All the while you're doing this, we're breathing naturally. We're trying to relax. We're letting the body melt into this position. It shouldn't feel stressful. It shouldn't feel really tense like this. So if I just relax myself off here, when you're making this pressure, we're looking for it to be about a 5 out of 10. So if 10 out of 10 was your maximum strength, you go in halfway, 5 or 6, somewhere in between, where you can really notice the work happening, but it's not killing you. As you come off this exercise, you should feel the hip straight away. You should be like, that's done something. I can feel that sensation. So this is our first exercise. We always do this one first. It's important this comes before what we're about to do next. 30 to 60 seconds only on the lead side. This video is sponsored by GX Golf Gloves. or some quality golf gloves that you can try when you buy your next set of gloves. Way cheaper than a lot of the bigger brands, and you can also get 10% off using my code PRO10. So take a look at the GX website and get yourself some quality gloves next time you need them. For the second exercise, we're now going to add some rotation to the hip and add a circular motion in there, just to get the hip moving in a better and more fluid way. I'm using my 5-iron or a long iron. This is just to lean on. You don't need it for anything else. So if you don't happen to have a golf club with you, you can just lean against the wall. So we're only working that lead side. Remember, we're talking about the downswing. So we're on the left leg only, right leg if you're a left-handed golfer. Just use your club out to the side here. This is purely for balance and something to lean on. So what I'm looking for is to create a forwards motion in terms of a circle and a backwards motion. So it works purely the hip joint independently. We get that doing some rotations, should help you feel like you can therefore turn through the ball better. First movement is a rough 90, and then I'm literally just going to draw a circle around my body, come back up to 90, and then we just put it in reverse. So I'm just going to push backwards, open, nice and wide, back to 90. That would be 1 rep. So if you need to put the foot down at that point, by all means, go for it. So a few technique pointers with this exercise. It looks really basic, and it should be, but a couple of things you want to get right. So we're looking for the 90. That keeps you nice and tall on this standing leg. Remember, we're only working this hip. We don't want any input really from the rest of the body. In other words, we don't want to be losing posture and dropping and losing height. We want to make this do the work. In your head, you can imagine you open the gate a little bit, maybe tilt inwards and then circle and come back round. If that feels too complicated, literally just make a circular motion in and out with the leg and the hip joint. Much easier to picture, and therefore you can create that wide circle. So in your head, you're trying to create as wide a circle as possible. We're trying to increase our range of motion, so there's no point doing this here where really not a lot is happening. You could probably do that quite comfortably. We're looking to push the range of motion and the quality. So we're getting up nice and high, we're creating a wide circle. Get this knee as far away from the body as you can, draw it back round. And the same when you go backwards. Push it back as far away from you as you can. Get this knee nice and high, round and wide. That will complete that full circle forwards and backwards. So for this exercise, I'd be looking at something around 5 to 10 reps, depending on how you feel. If this feels really tricky, really difficult, we're at that lower end of the rep range, maybe 4 or 5. If this feels quite comfortable, you can really feel the hip loosening off and you're getting more range of motion as you go. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 reps. 2 exercises here to try before you next hit balls, and this will help you prevent that hanging back position.